Yo, what up, Street Dogs? There, Kim, or the Thought. You cannot fake enthusiasm. So, a lot of people tell me that, oh, Eric, I love you, and like come to your workshops because you're so passionate and stuff like that. And actually, I love this word, enthusiasm. Shout out to my friend Sarah Lando. I met her in Dubai. She's out in Italy somewhere. She's like probably the most philosophical photographer I've ever met. So she taught me the difference between passion and enthusiasm. Passion literally just means pain and suffering. Pathos, feeling. And enthusiasm means a theos within you, which is like a godlike spirit within you. Now, it's even funny because in the Bible they say, oh, ye is gods, right? Which means in some ways we're all kind of godlike in our own certain ways. And it seems like an effective strategy in life is only pursue things which are effective about. How you doing, man? So certainly if you approach life in such a way that you only do what you're enthusiastic about and you only do what you care about, you care for. Care, curate, courage. I think the word care, Proto-Indo-European, I think it means heart actually. So I'm not 100% sure of the etymology, but essentially like, if you pursue what you're truly enthusiastic, what you really love, how can you fail? Like, it's so basic. Like, I think the biggest problem about modern day education is you're forced to swallow information that you don't care for, right? You're not allowed to actually indulge yourself in things that you're personally curious about. Curious also means care. Like, when you indulge in your curiosity, that's what you care for. And so the way to extrapolate that notion is, if a child was positioned in a way that a child was, only had to pursue what they're interested in, certainly the world would be a much better place, insofar much as the world would be a lot less generic, a lot less boring, and we could just do what we want to do. And I really do think that society would actually best thrive if we only did what we didn't want, we only did what we wanted to do, and didn't do nothing of what we didn't want to do. And how does society thrive? Through a few unique individuals who have aberrant thinking. And that's how society moves forward, not like a bunch of kids who are good at taking the SATs, right? Because like all these like quantitative measures of success in kids is really bad. It's essentially it's breeding for a much more mediocre society, and that's like one thing I want to fight against. And I think this is where the Maria Montessori's schooling method is so good, because essentially it's like you just let a bunch of kids run around, do whatever they want, which should be the most natural way kids learn and kind of do stuff, right? And even adults, right? Like, how is an adult that much different from a kid? Like, even me, I'm 32 years old, right? I'm like a 32-year-old, 2-year-old, the way I kind of approach life. And I kind of like it because like the only difference between me and being now and when I was a kid is now I got money, which is pretty awesome, because money is it's just a tool. Money.
What's your YouTube channel?
Oh, search Eric Kim. Eric like Eric Cartman from South Park. Kim like kimchi, because I'm Korean.
We're trying to start our own.
Yo, do it! Yo, do you know what all you have to do? You have an iPhone?
Yep.
Download the YouTube app. Do you have it? If you download the YouTube app on your iPhone and you press the plus button in the YouTube app, you already start uploading YouTube videos to your own channel. Do it from your phone. I mean, you have a new iPhone, so it's really good.
So through this app right now, right here?
Yeah. You see the plus thing in the top right corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start making your own YouTube videos.
Yeah, but I want to search you.
Oh, yeah, search me Eric Kim. Eric like E-R-I-C. Kim like kimchi. Eric like Prince Mermaid. Yep, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow,
Yeah.
a lot of subscribers.
Thank you. I think it's my boyish young charm. Thank you guys.
Bye.
See you later. So it looks like being a vlogger or a YouTuber is kind of the new social currency. Anyways, so what was he talking about? So yeah, so essentially modern day education I mean, think about it this way. How did the ancient Greeks and the ancient Romans educate their kids differently? More through like physical education, you know, like even when you think about the Spartans, right? You know, kind of a hard knock life, right? Is you know, like I actually do think that the way that modern day schooling is set up, like public schools, essentially it's like organized cruelty towards children. And I actually would say the worst thing happening in America is like this pseudo ADHD thing that we're all trying to pathologize our kids with. Is like, yo, the only reason the kids have ADHD and can't pay attention is because the school is hella boring and no one cares for it, right? And then so we're fucking medicating our kids with Ritalin and all this bullshit just so they could swallow this information bad. It's like the Nassim Taleb calls this the Procrustan bed. Is that, you know, the mythology of the bed of Procrustes. You know, there's a dude who's got a bed, and in order to fit his victims to the bed, he would chop off their limbs. And so similarly, we're kind of doing the same thing with like our kids and just society and people in general, is that there's a certain bed. What up, man? Yo, that's what's up, baby. And yeah, and so everyone's just trying to like swallow information. And yeah, so we're essentially, rather than asking ourselves, what is human nature? Let's create a society ideal for human nature. What we're actually doing is, let's create an ideal society and let's try to brainwash humans into becoming the ideal slave citizens for this, you know, society, right? And so I find like it's hugely problematic because, you know, essentially we feel like prisoners, right? Like ain't nobody do what they want to do and stuff like that. And this is the funny thing too, is like whenever I talk to people about entrepreneurship and stuff like that, this is what I realize. People don't really care to be rich and blah blah. People just want freedom and autonomy over their lives. It's very simple. And so even for me, I followed Diogenes, who's like the greatest human good is just freedom of speech, like being able to speak your mind. And you know, just from a basic perspective too, certainly being self-employed, I'm like a quadrillion times happier than when I had 9 to 5. But it's tricky because just because you're self-employed doesn't mean that you're not free of all this bullshit in society too. So essentially just try to learn how to de-socialize yourself, deprogramize yourself. Just take a moment during COVID, reassess your values. Actually, what I think what we're going through right now is interesting is that it's not really so much the virus which is kind of fucking with us. Actually, what it is that everyone's got too much free time on their hands and people don't know what to do with their free time. They don't know what to do with their lives. And then, so a lot of people have a lot of time to think, right? And they're like, wait, so I've been commuting 9 to 5 for like how many years? And now with Zoom, I realize I actually don't have to go into an office. So why have I been doing this bullshit for so long, right? And so, but then the thing is, people don't like to think, right? And so, you know, we kind of drown ourselves with like alcohol, weed, you know, watching Netflix or YouTube, whatever, which is ironic because I'm putting this on YouTube. But certainly it seems like it's really your chance to question everything, question your own motives, question yourself. Just ask yourself, like, what do you really, really want in life? Become more free-spirited, free-minded. Don't censor yourself as much. Just kind of speak your mind, you know. I think it's good that we all go a little more Kanye, right? Just allow yourself to be a little crazy. Speak your mind. And, you know, certainly people don't like it when you speak your mind because free thinkers are dangerous to society. And yeah, and so, I mean, honestly, at this point, I just do YouTube and I make these videos and I blog and vlog just for fun. To me, it's my ultimate hobby and passion. It's like Dr. Dre, right? Like, why does he still make music when he's a billionaire? It's like his passion, right? So do what you're enthusiastic about. Do what you love. You cannot fake enthusiasm and you also can't fake love.